guest on my show today is Amit Bhatnagar. He's a fellow IITan from Roorkee. After his graduation from IIT, he went to the US for his master's. But after some time, he decided to return back. He started a project to do social good. The project Lab on a Bike, as well as the other project which deals with the pollution in big cities like Delhi. Both projects are truly inspiring. Let's hear him. Welcome to my podcast, Amit. So, shall we start?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so tell me first about your family background and early schooling.
I'm from Yamuna Jagadri, which is very close to Ambala.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was a school principal, and my father was a government servant in electricity board. And I did schooling from Haryana board, Swami Vivekanand School.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the one who, like in 12th, I went to Chandigarh for IIT JEE coaching,
Mm-hmm.
where I prepared for IIT and cracked into IIT Roorkee.
Okay. So how did you select which course to take and which IIT to go in, and how was the life in IIT itself?
So it was more about being very close. Roorkee is very close to my hometown. And my mother, because father died in 93, so my mother was there. So I wanted to be close to my house. So I chose Roorkee for that reason. And I did my mechanical engineering. And very frankly, there is no choice we had. We always go by the ranks, you know
Okay.
and that's the way it was. But certainly there was a passion which I felt when I cracked IIT, that to become an engineer. And the best part was that in a final year course, we did a very powerful project of unmanned air vehicle that time, which is around like 22 years before. And this was the first time in Roorkee history that someone has built a complete unmanned air vehicle and flown it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, I think so that was a very passionate experience of building something which has never been done before. And then I went, joined first job in Ispat Steel Plant, Mumbai after IIT Roorkee. But that job I left very first day and came to my hometown, Yamuna, with a belief that for IIT coaching I have to go to Chandigarh, but there is nothing of that sort required in IIT. It's just a conceptual understanding. So I started my coaching institute in Yamuna. It was a big failure the very first day. All students rushed away. Then I figured it out. It's just not the knowledge. Even teaching is a skill. So I became a school teacher in my home school, in my school where I did my schooling.
Mm-hmm.
And then I learned to know like where the gap was. So the real meaning of teaching was not to show your knowledge, but to give that much so that other person can really adapt it, really grasp it. So
Mm-hmm.
then I understood like how the teaching has to be done. And then within 4 months, I became such a successful that my one student got selected into IIT Roorkee, Sahil Gupta. And it was the first time in Yamuna history from home coaching someone get into IIT. And then I had like 300 students. So from 2000 rupees per month salary from a school, my own school, I was making 4 lakh a month within 4 months time period. So giving one result of IIT changes the whole game in my Yamuna. And then one student got from IIT in IIT Delhi at 139 rank, Pankaj Malhotra. So that was a very good successful story. But then I'd always has a hinge of giving back to the country. So then I decided to come to US.
So which university did you select and what course did you do? I understand you did both masters and PhD.
No, I just did masters. So that was again unique. So I mean, the reason I used to feel that I really need to understand what is US and India, why there is so much difference, why there is so big aspiration among our seniors to go to US, right? So I wanted to go there to really have a deeper understanding about it. So and good thing was I went for mechanical masters to PhD in Pennsylvania State University, Penn State. But again, there I did very unique. I started looking for bio stuff. And then I find out one professor in bioengineering department, Dr. Peter Butler. Literally sold myself to him that from a good institute. But the moment I told him that I knew SolidWorks and ANSYS, so he had a mechanobiology project for which he had the funding. So he hired me with full scholarship to masters. So I just restricted myself to masters initially. And after completing the masters in biomedical engineering,
Hmm.
I tried to explore the industrial scope of US. So I joined first job in Washington DC as a micro strategy beta consultant, and then second job is with Universal Studio Hollywood as a business consultant, and I implemented micro strategy for Universal Studio at a scale.
And when did you decide to come back to India, and why and how?
So when I was working with Universal Studio Hollywood, 9 to 5 job was really good. So I mean, lot of appreciation whatever the work we were doing there.
Hmm.
But after that, coming back to home, there was no one to talk to, and I don't see a purpose being there. And I at least I had figured out my vision, which I would like to work with. During all that understanding living in US, why the US is so ahead. So I my clear understanding was that we are not owning our problems in our country. We are even doing IIT just for that reason that there is a good job. IAS बनते हैं, IAM बनते हैं, बाहर चले जाते हैं, US चले जाते हैं. We go to US. So we need a better alternate to it. We need to set up better examples, alternate examples to it. Is that if we pick up a deep society issue, we can build a global organization out of it. And that was the reason I came back to India, leaving everything behind in US to start with a visionary journey of picking up a deep society problem issue. And the biggest strength I had was I was not looking for an idea. I was looking for a deep problem. And then you will find many. So first problem which we were very clear we cannot work on 10 problems, it has to be one. So we picked up that 95 crore people of India in rural and remote area, they do not have access to quality healthcare. And that has started our journey to build complete lab in a box and clinic on a bike, which innovation are in use by Indian Army, more than 500 locations. Leh Ladakh itself has been scaled up from 6 labs to 60 labs. Now they have 60 installation of our lab in Leh Ladakh region itself. So complete Himalayan belt, they are using our innovation. More than 100 foundation, Tata Trust, Reliance Foundation, HelpAge India, Hans Foundation, whosoever foundation sincerely trying to deliver rural healthcare, they are using our innovation. Then many state governments under National Health Mission, they are using our innovation. So it has been a very great success story in India. And but yes, the still the potential is tremendously huge. And for that reason, I'm coming up with a concept. It is not just now this clinic on a bike model. This has a capability of delivering 200 parameter of diagnostic care, and we are running in 10 states, delivering deep last mile rural care. The ladies, the people who has not access ever before, now they are getting access of a high quality care through our innovation. So now the idea was to scale up. So I've come to US because I see the way I left US, went back to India. There are so many powerful NRIs who, I mean, all the NRIs, they have some connect for their country and they want to give back, but they don't know how. They don't have time. So we bring a very complete framework that they don't have to manage like 2.5 crore rupees or $500,000. It is only 10 lakh rupees, which is $10,000. So 25 times less.
Yeah, but
In the
let's go
same,
back
in
first to
25 times.
Yeah, let's first go back to, when you had the idea, you had to have the equipment. So how did you buy the equipment, or you design and built the equipment? How did you assemble a core team which put the whole concept into reality?
So there was never an equipment. It was a problem statement, started the journey of technology development. We
Mm-hmm.
developed the very core technology in place, which has really built the complete lab in a box in complete in-house design and build up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we commercialized it, manufactured it. And it was never an idea of how Dr. Labai has to be built. It was a journey of solving a deep problem statement of taking care to 95 crore people of India. That need has driven us to reach clean on a bike model, because we started nano car model, which is one of the cheapest car, but we still find out it is unviable because of the driver's salary, and 10 rupee a car goes per kilometer. So we were very clear to make it a viable, affordable, accessible healthcare in a rural area. It has to come on a bike. So that was a need of the journey, which has brought us to innovation of Dr. Labike model.
Yeah, but let's take one simple example. Suppose lipid profile. What instrument is required to, analyze the lipids in a blood? And there are likewise, there are, you said 200 parameters. So there are different types of mechanisms required to analyze those. How did you, build the individual, equipment, and design and build the equipment, and then create a scale model of that? I mean, multiple, the factory can produce 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 such each of these equipment.
Thank you for asking. So this lab in a box, which has mini centrifuge, mini incubator, and the analyzer which does analytes of complete biochemistry, which is glucose, hemoglobin, lipid profile, liver function test, kidney function test. So conventional lab we have miniaturized to a small lab, right,
Mhm.
with our own technology. So it is our own patent granted technologies which we have built in place. So this does. So once I take your blood, I centrifuge it,
Mhm.
then the technician prepare the sample and then read it through our analyzer, and the reading comes. It is that simple. So it's a clinical accuracy lab available at point of care. So that is a very unique model, and it works without electricity, only on solar panel. I do not need any air conditioning to operate in very remote and rural area. It is very temperature stable, and that is the reason Indian Army implemented in most remote location where soldier has to walk 40 miles to get the test done. Now they get their test done in field post level itself.
Wonderful. And so all this would have required money. How did your money come from, or who invested in your project?
Brilliant, brilliant. So just to complete the last question answer, so one was the biochemistry which I explained, and then you have a CBC urine microscopy. So we have a digital automicroscope system which is able to cater these tests very effectively in a telepathology manner. Then we have a urine analyzer, ECG, BMI, BP. So these all equipments can cater 200 parameter of including cervical cancer screening. We have already screened 5,000 rural ladies this year, and we now intend to screen 26,000 rural ladies, and we are seeing the impact it is creating on the ground. So, coming to the money part, so when I was leaving US, I was very clear. Generally, we had a feeling that we earned a lot of money in US, and then we will do something good in India. But this time I was very clear. It is not the money our India needs. It's actually the groundwork. It is actually the hard work to really understand the problem statement and build actual answer who addresses those questions. So when I came back, I mean, my mother, she's like a mountain standing with me. She's always like a pillar, very strong pillar, and she supported me because I knew it was not a sheer business journey which I'm trying to run. It is a journey where there is no business sense. Still, the care has to reach to the people, because kidney damage in a rural area means the whole family go to catastrophe. Liver damage, the same thing. Cancer happens to the rural ladies, the whole family become directionless. So these are such a deep problem statement which pushes back the family 10 to 15 years in the back. We need an answer irrespective whether it make business sense or not. It has to reach to those people. So to create a business sense around it, that new technology has to come into place to create viability, to create effectiveness. That is what the whole journey which we have traveled created, a very effective technologies which can deliver 1.5 ml blood sample. I do not need 15 ml blood sample to do all the test. So blood collection itself 100 times cost reduced. So now I can deliver all these care of tests with such a small blood volume right at the doorstep in the remote location by empowering the local youth of there itself. So we've designed a very powerful skilling program where I do not need 4 years to train a rural youth to a medical professional grade hands-on person. I need only 4 months. And our assessment protocol is so critical. If that person is not ready in 4 months, he is not going to pass the program, because it's a whole day practical exercise he has to go through, and then the certificate will come out of it. There is no manual explanation. It has to be spoken about his skill, what he has in hand. If he is able to deliver, he will clear the assessment, then he can operate in the field. So it's so if you really look at from a developing country perspective, from India, the biggest strength is the human resource. If you are able to convert that human resource not in 4 years, but only in 4 months time period, to a professional grade person who is confident of delivering actual value to the society, you have actually uplifted the whole society. So now the combining with the disruptive innovation and the skilling framework, it changes the whole game. It really, the deepest problem statement becomes the biggest opportunity to uplift the society. And that is where I want to appeal also through your channel, through your podcast. So we have a Swasthgram Global Foundation in US, which is 501c3. So every and any NRI can really own their own village. So they can download Swasthgram app on Android and iOS, and they can go to India map. They can choose their own village, Kanpur, Odisha, Gujarat, Karnataka, anywhere, and then we will establish a complete sustainable model. So the same youth of that location will be empowered to deliver the care on ground. So we have done partnership with Art of Living, and people are really seeing the deep value what it can create for India. Today itself, I had a talk with Bangladesh, one entrepreneur. They are very keen in implementing in whole Bangladesh. Then one in Nigeria. So things are coming out very well. Once we have created such a deep value, which can create impact on ground, it is coming out very well for the people now.
So how many such operators you have trained? People who can go down and take samples and do analysis.
So in total, we had trained around 10,000 rural youth already.
Really?
Yeah, in Jharkhand, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, UP,
And how
and
many
now we are
patients have
expanding.
benefited by this?
Around 60 lakhs, 60.
Really?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. We have
Yeah.
already more than 5,000 installation
Wow.
across India. Not directly, but with various institutions. Now we have a direct implementation also, which we are running on the ground. But there are a lot of good partnership happening, like Doc Online. There's a teleconsultation group who are using our innovation. M Swast, they are using our innovation to deliver last mile care.
Yeah, one more question. Like you said that your analyzers do the analysis and come out with, say, lipid profile or any other test, glucose. Have you sort of compared with a professional lab? So, for the same sample, what your analysis gives and what a professional lab gives, is there any difference or both results match?
Sorry about that. So I will say we are better than them because our technology, it does not need any heat dissipation and all. So it is a very stable technology what we build in place. And it is not just by stating by myself. Indian Army, before implementing at 500 locations, they validated our lab in their tertiary care hospital under senior pathologist, right? Compared to what's best equipment of the globe, which is Beckman Coulter, Siemens, Roche Hitachi. They did 1 year, 1 month complete validation study against one of the best equipment of the world. Once they find out, yes, it is highly accurate, then only they went on procuring of 500 such unit in probably 40 times repeated order. Even Honorable Prime Minister Modi, when they donated this portable hospital to Zelensky, Ukraine, Myanmar and Sri Lanka, that has our portable lab. So one of the
Wow.
box is our lab,
Excellent.
right? And the big groups like Tata, Reliance, they have implemented our innovation through their foundation framework for rural healthcare.
Wonderful. Yeah. So,
One thing I would like to mention, Mr. Prashant. So one of the biggest validation at an international level. So John Hopkins, which
yeah.
is one of the best medical university, they have a foundation called Japaigo. So Japaigo hired PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, to find out a technology framework which can really empower a rural healthcare facility. PwC screened 150 technology globally, and then they finally shortlisted us. That is the most powerful answer, which is addresses all the challenges of the rural healthcare delivery system in terms of when we talk about preventive and primary care. And then they give us the contract. It was implemented in one of the states. Then they audited it, and audited the report was so powerful that whatever we claimed, it is delivering on ground. Now I was invited as a speaker in Washington DC federal office to represent the model to 18 country representative, right? And what they really loved about, what they really mentioned, why they have invited me to speak there. Number one, it was a last mile care which is delivering very elaborate kidney care, liver care, heart care, cancer care, urine analysis, mother and child care through clinic on a bike model right at the doorstep to last mile care, very powerful last mile care. Second, youth empowerment with our powerful skilling module, which we train in 4 months time period. And number three is carbon net zero, because all the innovation working on a solar panel, you are not having any impact. So in India, if I go for preventive and primary care, I will probably need 10 gigawatt power to enable that standard of living of delivering primary and preventive care in rural areas. With our technology, it's carbon net zero.
You
So
also
with single
delivered
initiative so with single initiative three impact, that is something what they really loved about.
okay. You also delivered a speech at UN some
Yes,
forum.
yes, yes, in Geneva, where 56 countries representative were there. So I was being invited. So actually, it was there was an organization which was making a presentation. They specifically invited me because they want to implement our Labaik model. So once they presented this Labaik model, all delegation of 56 country, many people ask about that what this model is about. Then I was asked to come on the stage and speak about it, and I could feel the impact. They could understand what it can do for the people on ground.
Very nice. I heard recently you have your application has been approved by NVIDIA Inception program. So what is that?
Yes.
Can you tell
So our
something about it?
Dr. Labaik model, which is actually collecting every Labaik. So we are already running around. So there are 5,000 installations. So there is a lot of data which is coming up. So we know that there is a huge scope of AI. So we will be, but data privacy is very critical. We will make sure there is no data breaches, but on the terms we certainly can build AI on the top of it so that we can really bring the policy level benefit through the AI framework.
So NVIDIA will actually invest in your project?
So that is what I heard about the Inception program. They give us scope in the venture capital space. They give us scope in their own cloud. They give us access to their own framework. And certainly, investors get really excited when NVIDIA puts a stamp on you.
Wonderful. Um, so this is about lab on a bike project. You have a second project also, which is to do with the pollution problem. Tell
Right.
something about it.
So, I mean, when I was working on this health project, I was very crystal clear. This is the most prime project I would like to work with. So I keep rejecting the project I used to get from US. But when I came across this air pollution issue, I could understand this is the one of the most catastrophic challenge bigger than COVID. But people does not understand because air pollution is invisible, right? Just for the audience, if I will ask a question, you must have been hearing in the like environment PM level is 400 and 500. You simply ask a question to yourself, is PM level is 999, the room you are sitting in, whether you will see hazy or completely clear. So we get a counterintuitive answer, right? You will say it is hazy, but you will see actually completely clear. That is the reason, even breathing the poisonous air in Delhi, people are not aware about it that they are in the deep poison air pollution space. So when we understood that what kind of damages, heart attack, brain stroke, lung cancer it is causing, development of the mind of the kids whose organs are developing. So it is one of the catastrophic challenge which need to be addressed. So because our social commitment was deep and by God grace we were able to develop something very powerful but very simple innovation. And really now government is working with us. I'm really thankful to the Delhi government, central government. They help us in validating it, and now they are really looking at mandating it for all the vehicles of Delhi, especially starting from the commercial vehicle of Ola, Uber. So this particular model is, generally if you look at the air purifier, they have fan and electricity. So in air purifier, the work of fan and electricity is to mobilize the air, but the moment I go out, volume is so huge that I cannot push that much fans and that much electricity. But when you are in a car, you when you are riding your car, you take your hand out, you will feel the air pressure. So every moving vehicle has associated moving air, right? So we design a vehicle mounted system which goes on the top of the car. No motor required, no electricity required. It is a complete retrofit system. Not even a scratch will come on the car. And second challenge which we solved, because if we are expecting from a citizen to go to a mechanic to install it and uninstall it, he will not take that much pain. So we make it self-installable. So there is a 100 times mechanical advantage system which we created in our system. So now any female, any kid or any senior citizen can simply install this filter on their car and take it off in 60-second time period. So imagine any citizen has to spend only 60-second time in whole 6 month time period, and they can convert their car into an air purifier, which is such a powerful thing that if you get even 50% vehicle of daily, every day you will be removing the total load of PM level through the air of Delhi, which means you can bring out 500 level to even 50 if everyone start contributing. And there is no infrastructure which is going to stay for, so it's a very adaptable infrastructure which goes on the car when pollution is there. When there is no pollution, you can take it off.
And what kind of filter element is required and how often it has to be changed?
So generally, the life of the filter is 8 to 10,000 kilometers, depending upon the pollution level which is going on daily. But the beauty is that it is going to be maintained just by the fuel station, because this filter is working when car is moving. So I don't have to go home to maintain it, because a moving car has to come to fuel station regularly. So just by having a person there, we will be able to maintain it. We will be able to collect the waste material, recycle it. So it's a very powerful end-to-end model which can really create very powerful answer to the Delhi air pollution problem statement, and can really address access of clean air to the people of Delhi. So we call it आओ करें देश तैयार शुद्ध वायु सबका अधिकार. So let's prepare the country to fight this air pollution, and let's get a clean air access to everyone.
You met Nitin Gadkari. What was that for? In what connection?
So he's a leader, I think so, one of the favorite leader who has been delivering to India in terms of infrastructure, in terms of many things. And I saw his commitment to really support our cause and our mission. And he immediately activated his bureaucracy, so that now, so GSW, all electric vehicle, they're going to have our own filter on the buses. Not only that, they have promised me to really make it standard for the buses. So which means every bus is going to have it. And so certainly this is a big opportunity. So we are really looking for people for whom social impact matters. They can come and invest with us. They can work with us to really address the problem statement of air pollution and last mile care of quality and empowering the rural youth. So there are three initiatives in Swasthgram Global Foundation which we are running, which is Swasth Month and Last Mile Care, Saksham is the rural empowerment, and the Shuddh Vayu, which is access to clean air. So I really appeal to all the audience of your channel, your podcast, join hand with us with Swasthgram Global Foundation. It's 501c3. You have a federal tax benefit, but you will be empowering people on ground. That I can assure.
Medanta Hospital also got associated with your Lab on
Yes.
Bike project. Which
Yes.
other major hospitals got involved and associated with your work?
So even Max, Paras Hospital, and now things are, which I told about what happened in US, and many state government departments. So National Health Mission, ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, they validated our lab for a year, and now they have procured 12 of our lab, which is like 1.5 crore worth equipment just for their own research purpose. And the beauty of the outcome was, that all the PIAs of 6 sites across Bharat, which is Chennai, Jammu Kashmir, Guwahati, Banaras, Bhopal, Patna, from every side, every PIA claimed that in rural area, this bike model was creating magic. There was 10 time engagement they were getting from the people. That the care which they had never access to, now it is reaching to their doorstep. So they were really excited about it. So ICMR is a big name, and then USFDA. We had USFDA for our innovations. We are going to revive it here, and so there are a lot of people who are now pushing us to start a model in US. So we are evaluating yet. So once the investor come on board, we will certainly seriously look at it once we find out the market opportunity. But otherwise, our major focus is to really connect NRIs to back to India so that they can contribute, empower their own village, own district. So one village in 10 lakh rupees, 1 to 10 villages can be empowered. A whole district can be empowered in a 5 crore rupees. So 50 labikes running this last mile care for the people on ground. And with 5 crore rupees, you will be actually saving 5,000 crore rupees. So it is a like 1 to 1,000 impact. That is the power of impact preventive and primary care creates when you envision a healthy Bharat rather than fixing the disease.
Excellent. So, what brings you to the US?
So yeah, I mean, so the whole vision was what I saw in rural area. It is not just the money. So it is also the belongingness. It is also the ownership. So the people we are going to empower, we want that some NRI must create a belongingness with that society so that NRI who is supporting that entrepreneur working in that local area, if he even talk for half an hour during the whole month, this kid is going to hold himself accountable to really delivering the vision of the NRI that he want to create care for his own people. So it's a very powerful model where there is a deep self-fulfillment, there is a deep empowerment, and there is actually saving of lives. So I would like to bring to that incident of COVID. So when we were running Swasthgram in India and we were helping out people making oxygen available to various people in India, in Delhi, then a lot of NRI used to contact us, and I could feel the helplessness that they want us to reach to their mother, their father in Kanpur, in Odisha, in various locations. But we know that that time how tough it was. So I think so they have an answer now that by empowering a Swasth Doot, which is a messenger of love and care, belongs from the same area which they want to empower. So he will be there as a very powerful medical professional with all the medical facility of power of delivering actual care to the people on ground. And he will be always available for you to take care of your closest ones. So this is a very powerful, you can say, insurance. You are ensuring for your people back in India, back in the village area, district area, and really not helping them, but empowering the whole ecosystem. So, one, if you really believe in empowerment rather than welfare, if you really believe the true strength of Bharat within the youth, then I see this is a golden opportunity to work with us because we are here to empower your vision. So our idea is one clinic on a bike. So one lab complete this MMU mobile medical unit big force vehicle. You need 2.5 crore rupees to run one last mile care model. We brought it down to 50 lakh, which is capex plus opex for 5 years. But we are not asking you to pay 50 lakh as a donation because we do not want a charitable model for our country. So you just need to donate 10 lakh rupees. 40 lakh we will be generating through the system itself and we will be supporting there. So only with 10 lakh rupees as a donor, you will get full visibility on the tent. So you will have a full visibility on the report. So that the beneficiary will always know that it is through the donor which has reached all the care. We will remain as a compliance layer, expert layer, and regulatory layer so that we follow all the rule of law of the land, high accuracy, accountability, and real care. So your vision of extending the care to your own people should not be compromised at any sense. And in your own app, you will see all the data of whosoever getting benefited through your donation.
Nice. But the other day when I was talking to you, you said that person doesn't have to put 10 lakhs. He can put smaller amounts as well.
Yes, absolutely. So 10 lakh is when you want to run the whole model in your name, right?
Yeah.
But you can always start in your village. You can always start even $100, $20 a month. You can start, and 20 families will start getting benefit every month. So you don't have to really think of a big number. Even starting from $20 an hour to you can go up to $1,000 an hour if you are it's $1,000 a month. So with $1,000 a month for a year, we will dedicate the whole bike model in your name and will be running on your name for next 5 years. But you
Yeah.
can start with $20 a month.
You can also give one lump sum amount.
Yes, absolutely, you can.
And so, how do you sort of, is there an online portal where you can access and donate, or
Yes, absolutely, sir. So swasthgram.org, that is a domain browser also, and you have Android app and iOS app also. So swasthgram, SWASTHGRAM,
Swasthgram?
and swasthgram, and
Dot
domain
org.
is swasthgram.org.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to the app. You will see the India map. You can choose a location where you want to provide the support. Information will come to us. We will start setting up. If already we have an infrastructure, we will start service there. If we don't have an infrastructure, we'll wait till the moment we have the full funding in place to start the lab there, to start the whole clinic on a bike model there. And once that is available, you will start receiving the data in the same login through which you have donated. That is the power you will get.
One more thing. I mean, one thing is, empowering this individual or investing in individual lab on bike, this thing. But if people want to sort of invest in your company, or how does that work?
I mean, yes, it is always there. So, as a accuser in India, we are because we are a deep research-based organization, and we are very crystal clear that whatever we are building, we are only building for rural healthcare, for whom impact matters. So we are profitable. So we are selling it to Indian Army and all those things with profit. But when it comes to rural area, we want to empower them and really partner with them in long 5 years journey, right? So we are going to empower them, so that 40 lakh we are going to create with them. With your 10 lakh gap funding is really helping. As a donor, you are able to create the benefit to the people. But in accuser, right now we are running a bridge round in which we are raising 10 crore rupees. Already 3 crores have come. We are waiting for 7 more crores at 200 crore valuation. Then second is the main round in which we are planning to raise 200 crore at a valuation of 800 crore rupees. That is for the global expansion, because there is a huge demand from African countries, RC Congo, even Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda. There is a very deep interest. Kenya, we have got. They want to implement there. So for global expansion, we'll be needing that fund. But for global expansion, we'll be going in a very strategic way, where we are going to find out a local partner who will de-risk us, who will invest with us, and then only he will expand in their country. But we know that we have a very deep technical know-how to empower our partners to enable that care on the ground, and many countries are approaching us now.
Yeah.
So and in the Shuddh Vayu also there is a bridge round going on. So already we have got in EV buses, JSW EV buses, they have given us a LOI of 85 crore worth order. So you can invest with us in a bridge round at a 100 crore valuation of 10 crore rupees, and in the main round, 300 crore rupee valuation is the 60 crore rupees, is to really build a whole manufacturing setup and literally expand it to across India, because it's not just one city, Delhi, it's Mumbai. There are 130 cities which has challenge with air pollution. So we know that it's a big market which we will be addressing through our Shuddh innovation.
Shouldn't you be working more in India first rather than trying to go to other countries?
Absolutely. So first and foremost focus is India. Complete operational ownership. We are getting deep, hands-on into India, but learning a lot of stuff. But because it's a unique innovation, there are groups which approaches us that they want to take it to their country. So yes, we can empower them. So thinking from that a very, very deep strategic perspective, we are not going in their country and taking the
They are
operational
invite,
ownership,
they are
right?
inviting you there.
Yes, they are inviting, and we are making sure that they are empowered to do that thing. So operational ownership will remain with them.